Hello, everybody, and welcome to Around the Creek. I'm Elijah.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Owen.
Today, we are going to be getting into our introductory episode. So, without a further ado, let's do it. What is this podcast? So, this podcast is a group of friends who will be talking about Bluey. We're all North American teenagers, and we are all, to put it bluntly, obsessed with the show. Why?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's an
Absolutely.
absolutely amazing show. There's so many deep messages and themes hidden throughout it. So
Also, it's just beautiful.
yeah,
It is. It like the animation is just mwah,
ignore
delicious.
that sniff. But anyways, all right. So who are we? I'm gonna introduce myself first. I am Elijah. I am a teenager living in America on the East Coast. And yeah, I'll hand it right over to Aiden.
So I'm Aiden. I'm a Texan. I'm gonna say y'all multiple times throughout the entirety of just this episode.
Is it just
and
this episode?
I'm a pretty new Bluey fan, but more about that in a little bit. Off to you, Owen.
So I'm actually Canadian, which is interesting. I got introduced to Bluey a while ago, but only recently just came back to it, and we met not too long, and we're already good friends. So yeah, can't
That's
wait.
true. It has only been like 4 days, 5 days.
No,
It's
it's been like a week. All right, so now we're gonna get into how we all got into Bluey. So Owen, do you feel like starting us off?
Yeah, sure. So the first episode of Bluey I actually saw was Ragdoll. I think back in 2022. I'm not completely sure. The times are going by fast. It was actually in a call with a bunch of Discord friends, and that's the first episode I got introduced to. And I was like, "Wow, the art's really pretty." But it felt like a normal kid show. It's like, "Oh, it's nice stuff." And then the second episode that I watched right after that was Onesies. Oh wow, this is something else. Uh, yeah, that's basically how I got introduced to it, and I stopped liking it for another 6 months, and then my friend just last month introduced me to it again, and then I watched all the episodes, and I'm obsessed with everything. And yeah,
Aiden, that was kind of your cue.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Going me next? All right. Well, I got into Bluey, not kidding, like a week ago. And so the first episode I watched, like I really watched and like actually paid attention to, was Cafe.
Oh,
Pretty
this
good
is
first
garbage.
episode. It was a pretty good first episode to watch. I liked how Bandit felt genuine. Not a lot of kid shows or shows in general have like realistic characters, but it was nice to see like dads also need friends to talk to. So it was a good episode. And then obviously it's not like peak, but it was a good episode. Um, but the next episode I watched, I believe, was The Quiet Game, or it was a episode that was following up it, that the ones that I remember. The Quiet Game, I saw Alfie, and I loved Alfie. I think it was such a fun character that I could really relate to. Especially like starting like his first job. I could definitely relate to that for sure. But then when it really hit was Barky Boats. Oh my goodness. I watched Barky Boats and I'm like, this is just an amazing show. I literally had to just stop watching for a minute and sit in the bedroom and just think about the fact that I'm growing up. On to you, Elijah.
So yeah, my turn. I stumbled among Bluey completely by mistake. I was scrolling on TikTok and this family made Bluey costumes, and I heard the song and I'm like, interesting. It's kind of a catchy song. Where is it from? And I'm like, oh, it's from an animated children's show that I probably am gonna hate. But I looked it up and I saw there were some free episodes on YouTube, so I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. First episode I think I watched was Shadowlands, and
Ooh, that is a good one.
yeah, it was
Oh,
Shadowlands.
that's a really good one.
And I'm like, kind of like still on the edge about it after that episode, and I keep going and I fall down the rabbit hole, and Now I'm here. Everything was a blur. Um, so yeah, absolutely top tier show. Favorite episode is Cricket. Newest episode, amazing.
Trust me, we haven't heard the end of it.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, he talks about it every day.
they know I like Cricket. But yeah, that's how I got involved and have gotten here today.
All right, so now we're gonna go into our favorite Bluey episodes of all time. We're gonna go a little bit more in depth on this. So who wants to start?
I can start.
All right, go, Elijah.
Yep.
So I have two favorite episodes. My first favorite is obviously Cricket, which these two
Uh-huh.
have not heard the end of.
I have not,
Yeah.
but it is a good
And my
episode.
second favorite has to probably be Space.
Oh.
So I will go more into depth about Space because Space has been out a bit longer. So people have a chance to kind of see Cricket and, you know,
Yeah,
just,
that's
I
fair.
know it's not really in the States yet, and I don't
That's
even know
fair,
if,
that's fair.
I don't even know if Space is, but Space is an episode that tackles something really important. It tackles childhood trauma and, the feeling of abandonment and, trying to kind of fill an empty void in your mind about an incident that's happened in the past. And we see Mackenzie go through this, and he's not really sure what to do and how to think. He just wants to be, he likes to play this game with Rusty and Jack, and then he finds himself wanting to be alone and being left behind. And, that to me, I'm like, wow.
It
This
being with
is,
Mackenzie is also like
yeah,
really good.
Mhm.
yeah, because Mackenzie's a character that we usually see, he's
Very out there.
always kind of out there
Mhm.
and,
Yeah, I love
happy
Mackenzie.
and enjoying whatever's happening.
Except in like shops.
Except in shops, yeah. But like everybody figures that out. That was just
Yeah,
like kids
exactly.
being kids.
Mhm.
And I mean, really in this episode, it's like, wow, he's extremely vulnerable right now, and I'm like crying when I'm watching this episode, and yeah, it spoke volumes really, because I think that's that's something everybody goes through at some point, having something happen to them as like a younger kid, and then as a kid,
Yeah.
always going back and kind of reliving that moment and
Oh
not
yeah.
knowing how to cope with that.
All right, so I guess I'll go next. Mine is one that I don't think is a favorite for everyone because there's a lot of other episodes that people like more, but I really loved Barky Boats.
Yes.
I think Calypso was a star in this one. She was super sweet, and I loved her, I guess, analogy for like growing up and like especially like the high school stages, like puberty and all that, just growing up, and then it was just good analogy. I'm pretty sure everyone that's watched Barky Boats knows what I'm talking about. It was super sweet, but especially just
Calypso's
seeing
just
the
like a superstar in every episode.
oh, that's true, that's true. Calypso
This is
is
true.
great.
Calypso is such a good character.
But in this
And
episode, I think she really shines because she tries to like explain these concepts, which are very difficult concepts to explain to children. But she explained it to Mackenzie and Bluey, and it was in a really sweet way. So I liked it. But just seeing Captain and Mia kind of like really want to be together, it was just sweet. It was wholesome,
It
and
was.
you could tell they really wanted to be with each other, and it wasn't like it was just like a sweet like it was just sweet. It was
It was sweet.
I couldn't there's no other way to describe
Exactly.
it. It's
There's no way to describe
perfect.
it.
It's
really
just a wholesome like childhood love, and it was great. And we see him again in the background some episodes, and it's just so adorable. But at the end, that really does get me crying where you can see Bluey looks up to like the bigger kids. Like the littler kids look up to the bigger kids. Like we've been there. We've been there.
They even call him the
Where we
bigger
look
kids.
up to the bigger
So
kids.
cute.
Yes. And so you could see Bluey like really looks up to Mia and really wants the best for her. And I thought it was just adorable. I just can't not cry when I watch the episode. What about you, Owen?
So, my favorite episode, not just in Bluey, but of all time, best in media, I really believe that is Sleepy Time.
It's a very
This
good
episode, it's really good. This episode is like, oh my god, I've never cried like so much at dogs in space. Like it doesn't make. I mean, it does make sense because of the metaphors and the messages
And the
and symbolism
symbolism.
behind it.
Oh,
It's so good. Oh my god! And
it
like
is.
the music, I
The
don't know.
music.
I don't know who's in charge, but they need all the awards. I don't like. Oh
I
my
do
god,
know who's in charge, and he does deserve all the awards.
Does he? Does he have awards?
I think so. I think actually he did get an award
should.
for some stuff.
He should. They should. But yeah, Sleepy Time. I can't even begin to describe it because if I start describing it, that's gonna be the whole episode.
I mean, just go to your favorite parts, your favorite symbolisms and metaphors.
Yeah. Okay. So the part that makes me cry always is the part where Bingo comes to the sun, which represents her mom.
Oh, that
The
was
center
so
of it all.
sweet.
I cry every time in that part, more than the first. I've watched this episode. I've been keeping count 15 times, and every
Mhm.
time I cry. It's the only episode to ever do that. It's the only thing to ever do that.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely, that part is definitely one that a lot of people understand and will get emotional at. But when you really like understand Sleepy Time and even deeper level, that's when you just like the raindrops keep coming in. Like knowing all the symbolisms
Yeah.
before that and leading up to that, especially one people don't get, I think, which is really important for that scene, is that her riding on a comet is a symbolism for her growing up, and that
I
makes
know.
the moment even better. Oh man, I did cry at that one.
You should. Everyone should cry at this.
I do have an honorable mention actually.
Oh.
Rain. I keep coming
Oh.
back to that one.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, that is
The music.
That's.
I don't even have to
Mm,
watch it. I don't even have to like visually look at it. Just
exactly.
having the audio on the background gives
Well,
me goosebumps and makes me
Not
tear
even
up.
just
I mean-
having the audio, just listening to it through your
Mhm.
ears. Not
the
listening.
thing is,
I
that's
meant like.
almost what the episode is.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
because it's not our traditional Bluey episode. It is a silent Bluey episode.
Oh my god.
Other than the sounds of the rain and the music, it's
Like
almost
I was watching it like a couple
Yeah.
nights ago. My mom came in. She sees me tearing up. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm
I'm
fine.
fine. I'm
I'm
fine."
fine,
But oh my
I don't
goodness,
even know what the symbolism is behind that.
there's not even much
It's
really.
just
There's
so-
really not much symbolism in Rain. It's not.
think there
it's
is.
Too. There might be a little bit.
There isn't. I think it's really just about
I
you
think
know,
there might
playing
be
in the
some
rain,
hidden
and
symbolism in
obviously
Rainbows,
in
but-
the song we see that from Bluey the album, the second one. Is it called Bluey the album? too?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called
I
Blue the
think
album.
so.
Yep.
Or dance mode.
There might be a little bit of
Oh, yeah, it's
symbolism
the
like the
Dance Mode
rainbows,
album. That's
or in
what
like
Okay, Dance
It's
the
called the
Mode.
dance mode.
rain.
It's
but
called-
I'm not sure.
It's called dance mode. Yeah.
Mhm.
But because it's the second album. But anyways, the
It's in
song
both.
by Joff and Jazz, which is like the lyrical version of what we hear of the soundtrack of Rain.
Oh my goodness.
That's
might-
also so good.
I listened to that
It really
today.
encapsulates that episode.
It
So well.
feels like
And I feel like towards the end of that episode, Bluey might be feeling exactly what's happening in that song.
yeah.
Did I say Chili?
No, you said Bluey.
I meant Chili.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that episode I think is just predominantly about playing in the rain.
It's simple.
Enjoying
It's
life.
plain and simple.
And actually, now that I think about it, the symbolism in it is when it started raining, Bluey went to play, right? That's the only thing she had on her mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
What did Chili do? Chili
So work.
Chili ran around. She grabs the laundry, brings it inside, sets out mats, cleans up after Bluey
Like a mom.
Mhm.
like a mom, and that's what she does. And I mean, at the end of the song, now I race off to work and I step in some sand.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
You
you're
know.
The
right.
song
Yeah.
hits so hard. Okay, so I was listening to the song today, and I like I actually was like kind of jamming out to it, and then I was about to like kind of like do like a headbang kind of motion, and then the feelings hit, and then in the middle of it, I just stop in midair, and like my heart, I felt it like almost like skip a beat, because it just, I felt my heart break, man. It was just beautiful. Oh, that song. I keep coming back to it. So, the show for me really helps me cope with the fact that I'm growing up. That's one of the reasons why I just really like the show. Obviously, it's a good show, but it hits me emotionally because I'm growing up. You know, one day I'm probably gonna have my own kids. I'm kind of like in between this kid stage and parent stage, and it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, yeah, right now, all three of us are on the
Yeah.
bridge of, being adults. We're
Exactly.
between the years of childhood and
Mm-hmm.
adulthood. So it really just, it's nostalgic for us, and it's also educational for us.
Yes.
It really is.
The
I've become a
lessons,
better
the
person.
lessons in Bluey are more than just like lessons for kids. Like a lot of shows, they have lessons for kids, but it has lessons for everyone. It's just life
It
It
really
really
does.
does.
and it presents it in the most beautiful, most hilarious way. It's good.
It's
And
Joe
it has
Brum is a
comical
genius.
moments. And it has comical moments.
It does.
It really does.
Like even
it's sleepy
you
time.
look at the show, and at a first glance, you're like, I'm not gonna laugh at this. This is a kid show. And then
And then
there's
you watch
jokes in
Unicorns.
there.
And then you watch Unicorns.
What's Unicorns? What's your favorite food?
Children.
Children.
That
So
line right there.
good.
Like,
That
even-
line delivery.
It's so
That
good.
line delivery was so like unexpected and just funny.
And the emotion in Unicorns as well. Like
Yeah,
That's
I mean
an-
that's just one example.
we got
One
emotional
example.
episodes, we got funny episodes, we got educational episodes. They're all good for all different reasons, and it's just great. I have watched the entire series of Bluey, the ones on Disney Plus, and then even a few that aren't on Disney Plus, in about a week because I've loved this so much. It's
Yeah,
honestly great.
Totally.
All right, but with all this being said, it's time for us to start wrapping up our episode. So, we are going to be a kind of different take on being a Bluey podcast, considering, first off, we're not Australian, which a lot of the people who cover cover Bluey via podcasting are, and we're all teenagers, all three of us. So, it gives us kind of
It's a
both
different perspective.
Yeah, it gives us
Exactly.
we have different perspectives because we're both not Australian and both, and also you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, we're not
And then-
parents. We're
yeah. But with this all being said, I'm Elijah.
I'm Aiden,
Now I'm Owen.
and this
See
is the
you
Around the
next
Creek podcast.
This is the Around the
And this is the Around the Creek
Yeah, this is the Around the
podcast.
Creek podcast.
We should all say that on three at the same time.
Okay, 1,
I think that was cute though.
2,
That's-
3. This
And
is the Around the Creek
Around the Creek
podcast.
podcast.
Okay, we're not getting that. We're not getting that.
We're not getting that. It's fine.